It's weird. I just felt this need to be out here.
Something about Jeremiah Cain's statue drew me. Guess it's that old spirit of vengeance connection, huh?
Like you, Cain carried more burdens than any one man should.
Yeah, so he knew how the big honor could also become a curse.
Do you feel like you have been cursed?
Absolutely. I mean, it's awesome to be one of the Midnight Suns and have the incredible responsibility of carrying the parchment of power. But it also really sucks.
No one ever said our tasks would be easy, especially now.
I get it. It would just be nice if the price of failure wasn't, you know, the end of the world.
Blaze's betrayal probably soured your outlook.
About that. I keep thinking about what happened back in Limbo. Right before all the fighting broke out, when Blaze told me you were the key to the parchment, the prophecy, all of it. And that if we took you out, the world might survive.
Robbie.
I know what you're gonna say. Don't trust Blaze. I get it. Which is why I'm thinking I should read this parchment for myself and find out exactly what caused him to get so worked up about you.
I do not know what Blaze read. I am not a mind reader, nor are you. Which is why I am asking you to trust me. Forget what Blaze said. Forget what could be on that parchment.
I can't just forget it, Hunter. What am I supposed to do? Bake a loaf of sourdough and try not to think about having the directions for the end of the world riding around in me?
Oh, do you bake?
Nothing more complicated than instant brownies.
That is too bad. I would love a warm loaf of bread right now. To break bread together would be more meaningful than the words of 100 parchments.
Fine, forget it. I'm not gonna read the page. Happy now?
I am relieved, yes. But what are you going to do instead?
I'm gonna do what I normally do. Sit and worry. And hope Sark hurries up with whatever he's building in the forge.
That may take a while.
I'm just gonna pretend I didn't hear you say that.
After all this, I better get a statue of my own around here.
Just tell me.
I already told you.
That was just a bunch of hocus-pocus mumbo-jumbo. Authored by the hand of a corrupted elder god, vile, unspeakable evil power contained within its pages. I get it. The Darkhold is bad. But I'm a scientist. I need facts, examples, highlights, lowlights.
Are you really asking me for a book report on the Darkhold?
I mean, I could just blast the page to smithereens without knowing the context, but understanding it is so much more interesting.
Context or no context, I'm still skeptical that your plan will actually work.
Well, okay, then share your deep insights with me, Dr. Spooky. Come on, spill the beans. Oh, hey. Didn't see you there, Hunter. I guess you're wondering why Strange and I were getting into it?
I saw enough.
He gets so huffy and precious when it comes to his magic stuff. Everything has to be shrouded in mystery, like he's on stage in Vegas or something. I think he's afraid I'm going to turn around and become an even greater sorcerer than he is.
I thought you were trying harder to understand Strange and his magic.
I am. That's why I was asking him all those questions about the Darkhold.
So why the antagonism?
Because I don't understand it yet, and that bothers me.
Do you believe you can understand it?
Maybe I'll get it eventually. I always do. It's just... he's really good at it.
Surely there is a way for you both to work together in harmony.
You'll never catch us in the same barbershop quartet. But, given enough time, I'm sure I can reverse engineer an Elder God's programming language. Sure, you may not be able to understand what I'm saying, but that's not my problem.
So you think the Darkhold is no different from some fabulous bit of technology?
Oh, absolutely. And like any other fabulous bit of technology, it's only a matter of time before I figure out how to do what I want to do with it. Every problem has a solution, my resurrected friend. And I'm going to find it.
It will be a challenge, but I know you can handle it.
Well, you don't have to tell me twice. Actually, you can tell me several times. I'm such a shameless sucker for praise.
And what about Strange? Are you going to let him sulk?
Oh, I'll find Dr. Spooky later, and explain my position clearly. Make sure he understands.
It might help if you stop calling him Dr. Spooky.
Yeah, you're right. I should use his name. Stephen Spooky.
I give up.
Well, don't give up yet. You need to get the research going on the Gamma Accelerator. I've got the pieces and Dad's research, and I'm ready to go. I'm serious about getting the research started. Parchment isn't going to blow itself up. Hey, Hunter. I'll make something great out of this. Sometimes, I even impress myself.
Always a pleasure.
Don't stress it too much. There's no wrong answers here.
Evil doesn't take time off. Neither should we. Now I see what all the...
Careful, Hunter. Punches are flying fast around here. I came out here to cool down. Carol kindly suggested I work out my frustrations on the punching bag. Her suggestion was wise.
I am afraid I know the source of your frustrations.
If you think this source has got salon-sculpted facial hair and an ego the size of Montana, then you are correct.
We all know Tony's ego problem. But you are never going to best him by trying to act like you are just as important. You can be the bigger man by being the more humble man.
You're correct, as usual. Perhaps losing the Sanctum Sanctorum has made me a bit more defensive than normal when it comes to the mystic arts.
You are the Sorcerer Supreme. It does not matter if some people do not fully appreciate what that means. You know in your heart that it is important.
Thank you. I definitely needed to hear that. My ego has been checked.
Now we just need you and Tony to find a peaceful path forward.
The problem with Tony is that he's too cavalier. I suppose that attitude has contributed to his success, but he can't do it with the arcane. It's a completely different realm. One that will deal him a brutal defeat if he doesn't change his ways.
You do not think he can destroy the Parchment of Power?
I don't think he understands just what the page represents. His whole life has been ones and zeros. The forces that shaped the Darkhold were powerful long before numbers or technology. They exist outside of the theory of relativity or quantum mechanics. They are elemental and esoteric as the rules of the dream space.
I hope the two of you can reach an understanding.
If he wants to work things out, he knows where to find me. Hopefully, my aggressions will have been worked out by then. That'll show him.
We've stumbled on a Hydra unit unloading some of their stolen bounty.
I've not lost interest.
You'll have to move quickly if we're going to recover any of their equipment.
I don't see a problem with that.
Hail that!
Let's try this.
I am impressed.
Chaos unleashed.
Leave some for the rest of us.
Fear the scarlet.
Weak, even for Hydra. Welcome assistance. The advantage is mine.
You've secured one of the crates. See if you can't get the others.
This shall be of great help.
You've secured one of the crates. See if you can't get the others.
They are still coming for me.
Support units on the move.
Behold their passage.
Sheer numbers will not...
They've armed one of the crates. It's going to explode if you don't get that key.
It's time. It will not be broken.
I cannot possibly match your strength.
Enemy draws near.
You are lucky to still be breathing.
It is our turn. To die.
That was the last crate. Wipe out the remaining Hydra forces. And let's get you home.
Maybe this will change your mind.
By her command.
seem to be a match for us.
You waste precious time.
I saw a move like that once, centuries ago. Let us see if they have an answer for this. You have earned this. Was that truly your best?
You're not going to like this.
No escape! So,
That's one shipment Hydra won't be receiving.
The Hellride is ready and waiting.
Tension's so thick I could claw it to shreds. Something, or someone, is going to snap. Did you hear Tony and Strange arguing? Who's next? Parker and Nico? Seeing good troops lose their minds, not knowing if a tank was going to mortar their bunkers, but seeing seasoned, enhanced heroes walking on eggshells is a new kind of unsettling. What, no stars and stripes hoorah pep talk from Captain America? It must be bad.
We lived with the dread, channeled the tension. This feels different. Lilith's got too many tricks we haven't seen.
Tricks like mind control? We call that Tuesday at Xavier's School for the Gifted. I got a gut feeling that what's gonna come's gonna be more gnarly than usual. That I'll even be surprised. I'd even go so far to start taking bets. But that's too grim. Even for me.
And so I said,
get your hand off that lady's purse or I'll eat your spleen.
That is one way to take care of a situation. What happened next?
well, I went home hungry that night.
I hate battling on an empty stomach.
Oh yeah, these days, I always have a snack before going on patrol.
Is it hard to have a symbiote constantly affecting your emotions?
Actually, my symbiote often keeps me grounded. Its emotions certainly influence mine, but it never makes me do anything I don't want.
So you thought that haircut was a good idea?
What's wrong with my haircut?
It is more dated than I am.
Ah, vintage, eh? I like it. You really know how to show an alien suit and its host a good time. It's good to take a break from knocking heads.
Acunis ad sepulchrum, dam hac in hora, tutela contra inferna vocat, paper potestatum, auferte molem omni noxa, iram et tristis, Kipsico. Maioris angeli, et spiritus rector, custodi per singulos gradus.
Agatha, what are you doing?
Casting a protection spell over the Abbey. Now that we are in possession of the Parchment of Power, We must be vigilant in guarding against its influences.
What can I do to help?
You can't. This is a very rare form of sorcery, practiced only by those who have passed from this realm. But you can watch over the others. This spell will only prevent the worst type of harm the parchment can inflict, but can't stop it from making mischief completely.
Mischief? What sort of mischief?
There's no way of knowing for sure. But if there's one thing I am sure of, it's this. The words etched onto the page were written by Chthon himself. Not even my magic can silence them. They will affect us, if only in whispers. I mean, they're probably affecting us right here, right now, and won't stop. Not until Stark finally manages to nuke it from space.
I was more concerned how it could harm Robbie, not the rest of us.
I'm concerned for him too. But while the page remains here in the Abbey, it affects us all. Well, I should really finish this incantation. The spell cannot be completed without it.
I will leave you to it then.
Sleep well, Hunter. If you can.